people say a lot. But when I went down to Selma, they all said they did a lot of good work. And I continued to look for the contradictions. I tried to find somebody who was slipping and living up to their motto or what they're trying to do. But the Freedom Foundation has really got it going on now. They've really got it going on. And if you look in the booklet, we're really, really excited to say that we're going to be launching our first level 1 King and I Launch training program in Selma, Alabama, the second 2 weeks of August. The second 2 weeks of August in 2013. And if you also look in here, you'll see that we're also going to be starting one at Highland in Tennessee. So y'all can give up a Highland. And then there's additional people who we have to give it up to, who have given influence to Dr. King and his leadership and how he came about. And I'd like to recognize Dr. Blake from the Church of Fellowship of all people for being here with us today and representing Howard Furnace Church. And now I get to do what I'm really looking forward to do. And that is to introduce to you a gentleman who's meant a great deal to me. This gentleman, growing up at the University of Rhode Island, that's where I'm from. Give it up, Rams, all that. I had always wanted to work with Dr. King. Growing up, there was a picture of my father and Yolanda King, and Yolanda King holding me. And I'd see that picture growing up. I always felt an affinity for it. Obviously, by the time I came around, he was long gone. But thank God there were pioneers who picked up where he left off and continued. At the University of Rhode Island in 1999, I heard that there was a man on our campus who had worked with King. I got excited, man. Let me tell you. And then one day he was walking in the cafeteria by himself, and I walked right up to him and I said, "My name is Jonathan Lewis, and we're going to be working together." Was I in trouble? Little did I know who Dr. Lafayette was, what he was involved in, and how committed he was to doing it without rest. This was in 1999. That was at the same time that all the living Nobel Peace Prize laureates of the 20th century had put forth a declaration for the first decade of this century to be the decade of nonviolent education for youth around the world. So I didn't know he had all that already in motion. But thank God that he gave me a chance. I found myself in South Africa working with him. I was able to go to Medellin, Colombia, where we were talking to the men about how in that jail they had 6 murders a day before they started doing this work, before they started teaching this information. And now I think they've had maybe 2 or 3 in the last 10 years. They actually bring the youth, they actually bring the youth from the community to the jail to learn from the inmates about nonviolence. Right? Creativity. Because we talked about our warriors, our soldiers. Who knows better to teach us about conflict than those who've been entrenched in it? There's no one better. Absolutely no one better. And this gentleman, too, was entrenched in conflict. Involved in SNCC, Nashville, looking for a role of leadership. People had crossed out Selma as someplace that nobody should go. Many people had gone down to try to organize and mobilize. And literally there was an X on Selma saying that the blacks were too scared and the whites were too mean. But Dr. Lafayette was a little crazy and extremely confident in what he had learned and seen throughout the movement. So he took that on. Dr. Lafayette has continued to champion this cause when it wasn't cool. And what's crazy is it's becoming cool again. It really is, Doc. You're doing a wonderful job, man. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. He's currently, which is pretty cool, the chairman of Dr. King's organization, SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He's also currently a senior scholar in resident at one of the finest universities in the South, Emory University. So I could go on and tell you a whole bunch more. He's got a mean golf game. He does. And he's more than a mentor, he's a father figure, and someone we all should look up to. So could we please, if you don't mind, get on your feet and let's shake it up. Dr. Bernard from Lafayette.
You know that? You